Today we're going to do a maintenance video on a Engaged Industries Recon 30 caliber suppressor. This one is a QD model. Now, if it's a QD model or a direct thread model, the coupler here in the back comes apart the same on both of them. Over here we have the end cap end. Some of the tools that we're going to need to disassemble the suppressor. We're going to want a 3/4 inch socket on a preferably a torque wrench. If you don't have that, just an open end 3/4 inch wrench or a regular 3/4 inch socket will do. Also going to want an 1 3/8 socket and a ratcheting wrench. Again, if you don't have 1 3/8 socket, you can use an open wrench like a crescent wrench. Another thing we're going to need is we're going to need this vise block. This will clamp the suppressor in the vise for us. Hold on to it while we're working on it. And it's made out of polymer, so it will not mar up the finish on the suppressor, which is good. We can go ahead, we'll put our suppressor in the vise block here. Clamp it in the vise. That nice and tight. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take apart the end cap. So these end caps are torqued to 35 foot-pounds. Okay. And we'll come on the back side. Right hand thread on the end cap. The coupler in the back, either QD or direct thread, or both right hand thread as well. Hold my workbench from getting away on me here. Really want to put a lot of pressure on that so it doesn't slip off when I get it unthreaded. Right hand thread. 1 3/8 24 thread on this side, so it's compatible with hub mount. There we have our QD system removed. Now we're left with the tube and the baffles inside. The baffles are going to get pressed out. Get these baffles pushed out. Okay. Our end cap, our QD coupler or direct thread, and our baffle stack. Now we have different types of baffles here. We have our primary baffle, which is the longest one. It has a master segment here with the alignment tabs on it. We have our secondary baffle. Has a notch cut in the baffle, our master segment with the alignment tabs on it. And we have a tertiary baffle here. Now, these look very similar. However, secondary baffle is recessed in between these segments. It's recessed here and on this side. Tertiary baffle is recessed here, but on this side, it's a full diameter all the way around the baffle. So when you look at them closely, you can tell the difference. So the secondary has a slot cut straight through it on both sides. This one, it's cut on one side, but not the other on the tertiary baffle. A secondary, tertiary, we have another secondary, a tertiary, another secondary, and we have our end baffle. The end baffle is different because it does not have the little tabs on the master segment like the other baffles do. You can see the tabs here, none on the end baffle. Now, when we put these back together again, we'll start out with the end baffle, put that on the table. We'll get a secondary baffle. So the end baffle is actually a tertiary baffle. It's just missing those little tabs. We have that end tertiary baffle. We have a secondary baffle. And then we have another tertiary baffle and a secondary baffle, tertiary baffle, secondary baffle, and then our primary baffle. The primary baffle master segment with the alignment tabs lines up with the rest of them. Put that on just like that. Hold those together. We'll take our tube, make sure we have the correct end. It's going to be the end with the design around the edge. This is the one that goes over top first. We'll hold our baffle stack down on the table, and we're going to slide this down over our baffles very carefully. Now once we get it all the way down the table, we're going to slide over the edge of the table. I'm going to put my finger down in and hold onto that baffle. Falling out. I want to push it all the way in until they stop. And I want to turn that, I want to hold them in there just like that. Turn it upside down or right side up, whatever you want to call it. Now all the baffles are in there and they're all aligned properly. You don't want to let these baffles come apart at any time in this process, because then when you put your end cap on and tighten it down, they won't be aligned properly and it can cause issues with your baffles. You could be snapping off one of those little tabs and you're going to have problems. You want to make sure that all those baffles are seated together. Push down nice and tight. And take your end cap, right hand thread, thread it back on. And we'll get the end cap threaded down until it's tight, snug. You don't want to hear any rattling in there. Put this back in the vise again, tighten it down. This model, we have the QD mount. Thread the QD mount in the back end. Make sure that the mounting surface between the QD mount and the outer tube is nice and clean, so you don't have any alignment issues with your suppressor when you put it on your gun. Take our 3/4 inch socket on our ratchet wrench, and we're going to torque this end cap to 35 foot-pounds. Come on the back side. Righty-tighty. And get it down just so it's snug, and then just a quick little, without it slipping off. There we go. That's snug, and now your suppressor is reassembled and ready to put back onto your firearm. Start shooting again. As the disassembly and the reassembly of the Engaged Industries Recon 30 cal suppressor.